So let's start another live session today. Let's have a quick look at the market, see where we are. Some good moves in the last 24 hours or so. So the Dixie here is still in the weekly. Just have a quick look. We are still bouncing from this kind of a channel bottom kind of move after we done here a hammer confirmation 2 weeks ago. We're still looking, quite bullish in the weekly, kind of a bottom building up. If we look the daily here, we are trying to break through some falling wedge and not maybe, but a really important resistance zone here around the 97.75. So the Dixie is in a critical resistance here right now. So a break above here, I expect this to, break above this resistance. I think we were gonna go to maybe to the 618, which is around the 98.40 area, which we felt resistance last time twice. A kind of a double top here formation, which we completed perfectly here in the first this low here after we had a quick bounce. So a move here above this 97.80. I expect to the Dixie to come to this 98.40, 98.50 zone. If that happens. Now, if we do close and start breaking this low we done yesterday, I think this is going to show us that, it's probably is going to go back down again, because then we're going to have maybe a false breakout, but also maybe a hanging man building up. Don't forget about this hammer here, which looks like a hammer, but as we are on the top, it is a hanging man. Before that is a shooting star. So it's a very, very critical moment here, which we can easily break up, or we can come down, and then that's going to force, I think, in a very aggressive selling pressure, because everyone right now, it's not everyone, but lots of people are buying, looking the weekly chart, looking the 4-hour, which we are not making new lows. So it's a very aggressive move, but keep an eye. A very interesting day today. Before we move on, let's have a quick look at the on the calendar here. So today we have the BOC. So I expect and I recommend no one to trade the Canadian today, not before this interest rate decision. But that's pretty much it for the day. And then later in the evening, at night, we have the Australian data. But before that, pretty much just, Canadian data coming out, and that's pretty much it. So the Dixie here short term, let's have a quick look. So we are, getting close to this resistance like we saw on the daily. If we do break above that, I think it's going to go a lot higher. And here we are. So let's have a quick look. I still think that we still have a flag playing out, I think. Especially if we break that resistance, I think that's going to really kick in. So the target for that one is 98.13 area. 98.13, which is just below that resistance we noted, which we point out. So of course we can still move to this resistance, but the target is just below. So keep that in mind for this flag formation. So here we are, and let's try a few things here. So can these be a trend line? Not sure about it, not clear. I don't think I see anything yet here which performs. Do we have 3 lows here? No. So I think that's all we pretty much have. So I think we are pretty much in the middle of 2 important zones, which we noted. So we are, this low is very important, and this resistance today. So a move here is going to pop. A move lower here is going to really fall hard. Me personally, if I see this low go, if I have any dollar exposure, I will take out straight away. So that's much it for today. So it's about a waiting game here for me right now. So if you try to trade a dollar right now, you just need to be aware of what can easily happen here on both sides. Okay, euro, same thing here, but the euro, on the other hand, looks like we are already breaking out. But the problem is this trend line can also be here. Okay, so what I will do, I will leave it here. I will actually use the correct one. Yeah. So I will leave it there, and keep in mind this here is the 100 moving average. Just let me make it easier to see. So the 100 moving average is there around where the trend line is right now. So it's 1069. So keep that in mind. If we do break below the trend line, I expect the 0950 to get triggered because of this rising wedge, and the Dixie will probably go to that resistance we noted as well. So I think that's the thing we have. Don't forget we have a false breakout, and normally that leads to a breakout on the other side. So that's the euro for me. So what about resistance for today? So for today, I think resistance is going to be around where this R1 is today, so 1106. It's not going to surprise me if the market tries one more time to get above the 111 and then get quick reaction there. It's not going to surprise me. Also, it's going to be very interesting what happens here at this trend line. We have, you know, this can be the third high here. So I'm not going to trade it. I want to see the reaction we have from there, but that's something to think about. Other stuff is Jan pointed out that we have a possible head and shoulders here, so that's something to note it down. The target for this will be a lot lower actually. So the target for this is at 0950, which is pretty much where we said our target is actually. So
I took that trade.
Yeah, perfect.
But my target is I don't have the target in the full formation.
Yeah, you should
I
take
at 1099.
099, so it's a lot lower.
1099, yeah, above your circle.
Why?
There.
Where?
No, higher. 1099. 1099.
0990,
yeah, around
you mean?
there, yeah. Around 786. Around
Okay, so you're targeting these lows here then. Yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah, you're targeting these lows here pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, 0990. Okay. So okay, yeah. Yeah, that can be a reasonable target. But 786 is there, which I normally, put the target on when I play a rising wedge, and the head and shoulders is there. So one thing to note there. So I'm not in this trade. I'm just waiting for a little bit more confirmation and see how it goes. But that can easily start playing out if the Dixie starts to bounce the dollar index. Cable. So the cable right now is spiking for some reason. Not sure why, but keep in mind, and I need to be. I think we all need to be aware that we can easily start breaking up here. So that's why I'm not putting my, not doing nothing here, because we can easily reject very quickly from here like we did a few days ago, or we can start really breaking up and easily come to maybe to 33 again. Okay, so it's about, I don't think today is the day to trade a cable. That's what I mean. I think we need to wait to see where we close today. We can easily do like we did here, which was an aggressive reversal. Okay, but I'm not sure if today is going to be the same day. Okay, I don't have no one knows exactly what's going to happen. So keep that in mind. We are at resistance right now. Regarding trading opportunity, if you really want to trade a cable for any other reason, I think this R2 today is perfect place to really go, because the reasons is we are the daily ATR is there, R2 is there, and it's just above. Let me expand this, and it's just above this high and this high here. So what if this comes here, do a false breakout, and then this thing's it's going to be delicious if that happens. So I want to see really what's going to happen here today. I have some alerts there just waiting to let me know when it reach. So keep this R2 daily ATR, everything in mind. It's going to be around the 3130. Okay, so I think it's going to be a really, really nice to see what happens there. So what you can do when we reach there, go maybe to a 30-minute, 1 hour chart, and just keep looking. If we do have like a really red candle, like a candlestick confirmed, something like this happening here, maybe we can start really thinking about it, and then maybe let's see, not the cleanest, but you can see the idea of maybe using the trend line to give you, let's try, no, maybe using the trend line here to really give you the idea of, okay, maybe it's really gonna go. And also, and you also want to see a move, as soon as possible below 3080. So what we want is something like this to really play out, something like this. So you want to see a move here as soon as possible, because this, if we do break below, and keep in mind why I think that is resistance. Yeah, so if we do touch here first, drops and break below this level here, I think it's going to confirm that we have a top in play and a false breakout, and then it's going to be a possible very good opportunity to trade. So be aware. Okay, what I like from this is that if I trade this, my stop loss is going to be very, very close. I'm not going to put my stop loss above the 618, because if I do that, I will risk how much? I will risk what, 30 pips? I don't want to risk that much. I want to risk 15 possible, possibly that much. So it's going to be around the 31.45 area, somewhere like there, my stop loss, if I enter this trade. So that's something to think about. Dollar yen, this is the one I'm watching very, very, very closely, and I expect everyone here to do the same, because I think it's a very, it's not easy, but it's easy to notify what levels you trade and what to do. It's a very clear chart. That's what I mean. Okay. Weekly, we are at the trend line. Yeah. Very important trend line on the weekly. We touch the trend line by the pip, as you can see. Took a while for this to really turn over. But here we are, holding. And the daily here, we have a possible doji confirmed yesterday, by the way. Yeah. And here we are. So what I mean about ease is that we know exactly what to do. And we spoke about this level a few times this week already. How important this 0972 area is. It's massive. It's massive. It's a block. Any move below and a close below, it's just gonna it's just gonna squeeze a lot of people, because everyone that bought anywhere anywhere here, and especially here, it's just gonna take out. It's just gonna take out. So I already have a small short in play. I'm waiting to see what happens, because the problem I have, on the other hand, is the stock market. We felt yesterday a bit, but then quickly reversed. So here we are, you know, right now. So, but dollar yen is not moving higher. So which one? It's lying here. That's my question. So not sure what to do. But if this thing starts to feel some pressure and starts to slow down, this dollar yen is really going to crack lower, because a small move on equities lower, this move here on equities really pushed the dollar yen lower, like really quickly. So still very heavy. So you want to see the reaction we have there on S&P and equities, on indices. So you can take some actions here, but add alerts in this level, because if it starts to break down, we can see some stop loss gets hit, and things will get very nice playing out here, and then we can easily trade the yen pairs going from there. Dollar Canadian is the one I said, wait for it, wait for the interest rate decisions to go away, then to trade this. Not to show what can happen. You can see this market is doing something very interesting. We already pretty much touched twice already, can easily be a double top, but with that interest rate to go, this can easily be, it can easily do this, can easily do that. No one knows. Okay. But one thing it's for sure is that they are not cutting, and it's going to come to a point that they will need to drop this lower. Okay. They will need to start cutting interest rate. Everyone is doing, pretty much. The big ones are doing. US, which they follow with a certain lag. So as the US is cutting, it's going to come to some point they will start doing the same thing. So it's all about time. Are people already pricing that in? Not sure, maybe, but that's something to think about. A possible trend line here, but I wouldn't trade this because of the news. Okay, so that's why I don't have it there. So today is all about, can we start breaking below this zone here, 30.30? Can we start breaking this high here we made a few days ago? That's the question. But regarding that, I'm not too sure what can happen here on the dollar Canadian. Let's go to dollar Swiss now, actually. So dollar Swiss broke the trend line we pretty much drawn a few days ago, and this came from a move, with a hammer confirmed. Very, very possible false breakout now. It can easily start turning around. So
look at that.
Yeah, so the Guilherme took this trade down.
I took the one up.
And John took the other way around. So
now the false breakout. It hit my target. So
already hit your target.
Yep.
Good. Yeah, so this dollar Swiss can start, really doing something very interesting here. But keep in mind, we need to really start breaking this 97.70, 98 to really shows that, we are turning low, because, this can easily also well be just a range, a big range here on the market, below 38.2. It's only can be a healthy pullback, a healthy correction. So just be a little bit careful if we get to this zone here, because if this breaks, I think it's gonna really push maybe to here, maybe back to the highs again. But if we start, rejection here around this can easily come down again and then up. I don't know, something like that. So I think the easier trade has already gone. If you trade this, you're pretty much, I don't know, you're pretty much guessing, because not sure what can happen here. Keep in mind the R1 today. I think that's where resistance we find a few days ago twice, where the R1 is today. I'm not sure if today is the high, but this is the high. We have already the 38.2 around the 96.85 as well, so that can be a good support. So if you're thinking about buying this in the future, at the 38.2, expect him to get triggered so you can buy there. Okay, wait for the best price possible. Entry is the most important thing in trading. Yeah, you can be correct, but if you have a bad entry, you can easily get taken out before the market really do what you expect it to do. So keep that in mind. Aussie, not sure what to do, but this is what I was seeing yesterday night, and I was like, okay, this thing is really going lower, but we pretty much kind of retested this trend line here. But the problem is, it is going lower. The problem I have here is it's going lower. It's going lower with gold moving up, kind of stuck, and with stocks moving up too. So the thing I worry the most is that if they start to turn around, this thing can really collapse. So be very careful if you buy some kind of commodities pairs here, because they look very, very weak, and you can see why it stopped there. Yeah. So pretty much a third low here. So if you do see this market come lower again and start breaking this trend line here, I think that's going to confirm that this is not really moving. It's not really moving.
And it's broke kind of a head and shoulder.
Yes, it can be also. Yeah. It can also be. Yeah. This is the neckline I already have there. The target is going to be around this 66, 70 area. Back to the lows we made here anyway. The lows we have. So very interesting there to see. So I personally prefer to sell this market and buy, because it should be a lot higher, I think. Especially with the trade deal signed, finished. Gold remains pretty much strong. Equities remain strong. I'm not too sure what the hell this is so weak like it is. So if you compare this to the euro, for example, you can see it, back to the highs. Euro there, Euro New Zealand, which, by the way, I got taken out.
Same.
But in profit. But, who cares? But this can actually start playing out now. But it's still, I was not feeling 100% sure because of what I'm saying about this correlation type of thing. It's not really, showing me it's going to reverse. So if equities for some reason stops and starts to sell off, this thing can actually really turn very quickly lower. So I'm keep an eye on the pivot area today, which is the 68.56. That's where the trend line here of the neckline we have as well. Okay, so that's one thing I'm can be a really important resistance today. If we do take the last high and the low we have today, the 38.2 is a bit higher, is where the R1 today is an ATR. So this area, it's even better if you're thinking about selling. So, that's the perfect area actually to really sell. If we get here, that's pretty much a present, I think. I'm really gonna like if that happens. Daily ATR, R1, 38.2, that's gonna be perfect. So everyone is pretty much buying right now because we came here on the weekly trend line on the daily, S1 today. Everyone's pretty much trying to buy this thing, but this can actually, just come back up, catch catch some people buying and then just sell off. So very heavy market. Be very careful buying. Okay, that's what I can say here. Same for the New Zealand, but the New Zealand is holding a little bit better. You can compare this with the Aussie New Zealand, by the way, so you can see it. The Aussie New Zealand is going down. That's because the Aussie is weaker than the New Zealand dollar. So keep this in mind. On the New Zealand, and you can see the New Zealand as well is a lot higher from the low than the Aussie is from its lows. So you can see it's a really good gap there, but still another commodity pair which you need to be a little bit aware of, why you should buy here. That's what I think. But can also be a false breakout here happening right now. I'm not too sure. We still don't have the confirmation yet. We are pretty much trying to do it right now as we speak. But it remains 2 hours to go. Let's see where we close. But I wouldn't buy this thing anyway, just because of can happen here. Short term, maybe a tria, maybe a falling wedge here, maybe. Not the cleanest. Actually, can drop this to the 1 hour.
It can be.
Not falling wedge, but just a trend line. Not channel.
Can be that line. Yeah.
No, not for me. It's just a trend line here, which is okay. So we're pretty much there at the pivot. You can see it's spiking up. The cable is still remaining strong, by the way. Very interesting. So the New Zealand is there. I'm not sure what to do, but I prefer to trade the Aussie. If you tell me which one should I pick, that's what I think. Let's go to the cable here. Let's see how it is. Yeah, remains strong, but not doing a new high still. But yeah, it's what happens today. And I think we saw the majors really. Quick look on the equities here. Like I said, new high. So it's getting there, getting close to this channel that I have here on the daily. Yeah, which the high, if we touch the channel today, is going to be around the 33.51. So that's something to keep in mind. I know you guys don't trade this or don't like to trade this, but you need to keep an eye on this market to make decisions on the Forex market. Yeah, correlation, guys. Yeah, it's going to help you trade the dollar yen, the dollar Swiss, Aussie, Kiwi, so pretty much more than half of the majors get affected by what happens here. So that's why we need to always check this market. Gold here, like I said a few days ago, I think last week actually, this market is going to be dead for a long time right now. It's going to make what I think it's probably going to do what it loves to do. It's this correction periods here. So I think another one is coming. So I think we're going to do something like this. I think it's very likely we're going to do that. Just my opinion here. So I think the easier trade already gone one more time. So I think it's all about waiting and see what happens here. It's not clean.
Likes triangles, right?
Yeah, not triangles, but falling wedges. Yeah, he likes the falling wedges twice already. Big falling wedges.
One more touch to the bottom twin line, maybe. In a range.
Yeah, it can be a range. Not sure. It can be a lot of stuff here. Can be a channel. Can be I don't know. So many things. So it's not a clear market for me. So I'm not sure what to do there. Any other market you guys want to have a quick look? Let's have a quick look on pound yen. Yeah, so this is the one. This is the one I'm I'm having quick lie on. You can see the 4-hour here, the trend line, and it's a kind of a rising wedge here. So it's a really good area here good, interesting area to think about. R2 and the trend line here, by the way, it's at pretty much the same place. So this area for me here is going to be really important to see what happens there.
Able.
Very, very interesting. Cable new highs.
Fuck you, cable. Fuck you.
Language ready. So that's one thing to keep in mind here. Euro pound. Yeah, this is the resistance we noted. Yeah, very important. We noted as well as that force a breakout here, so it's really playing out, right? It's one trade I missed, which I'm very upset about. So we're pretty much fighting this support right now, but very important. Yeah, force breakout, and the market just is now feeling the pain. What else can we check? Pound New Zealand, maybe. Yeah, this is the one which on the daily it's approaching this resistance area. What if we add a fib here to here? Yeah, already crossed the 38.2. Yeah. Yeah, this one can also be a rising wedge here performing. Right? Perfect. This one here. So the reaction, the question here is what happens on R2 here today, which is going to be where the trend line is and the daily ATR as well. So a really nice, interesting place to
Same as the
since that's pound yen pretty much.
yeah.
So I want to see what the reaction is going to be there. Yeah, pound Canadian. I don't know what to. Yeah. Pound Swiss. Not sure. Anyway, I think those are the markets. Pretty much that's all, guys. Which we can look at. Yeah, some Dutchman Bank nearly 2% down the day, which can be a false breakout here as well, by the way. A hanging man, a perfect hanging man there. And now this thing is just going for the moon. One stock that I'm keeping an eye on to sell again. But the rest is all okay, pretty much. Tesla back to the highs, Apple highs, Google new highs. Very interesting to see. What about Bitcoin? Bitcoin now it's stabilizing, which it's what we thought would what would do pretty much. So it's here stuck, but I'm hoping that we go even lower than this. I'm hoping that we can come to this 8,300 mark. That would be perfect for me, or a little bit lower. The lower it goes, the closest it goes to 8,000. I think the better it is to be a buyer here, in my opinion. And I think that's it, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.